everyone, Mitch coming in for the Commander's Core Studio. Welcome to the show. So on today's episode, I've got an exciting one for you. I'm going to be talking about the most unique 5-color commanders of all time, and of course there's a handy-dandy link of all of them and all the cards I'm talking about on this episode in the description below. Well, that said, let's jump into them. First up, Garth One-Eye. I love you, Garth. A 5/5 human wizard for, of course, Wooburg, the best color combination in my opinion. Tap, choose a card that hasn't been chosen from among Disenchant, Brain Geyser, Terror, Shivan Dragon, Regrowth, and Black Lotus. Create a copy of the card, the chosen name, you may cast the copy. This is a card that literally brings back Alpha in a big way and says, hey, you know what we're going to be doing? Playing with super old and even a banned card with Black Lotus, essentially, but copies them, so it's okay. You can do a lot of cool and unique things with this commander. You can go in a lot of different directions. Again, Disenchant allows you to remove, artifacts, enchantments. Brain Geyser, draw cards. Terror, get rid of non-black creatures. Shivan Dragon, Regrowth, bring things back. And Black Lotus, a burst of mana. So basically like 6 spells in one commander that you can also reset by blinking it. So yeah, a lot of fun. That being said, of course, you can go in a different kind of direction. Not a different kind of direction. Utilize those same things, but focus on, of course, untapping. Tap this one, Curious Follower to untap other target permanent. And of course, you can untap Garth or any other creatures you have with activated abilities. Or you can go what I did, and do, make a land insanely amazing. Market Vessel, card like this, enchant a land for 4 mana. Enchant land is tap for mana. You get an extra 2 mana, any combination of colors. So basically you get like an indestructible or a hexproof land. You suit it up with a bunch of these auras, and then it taps for like 10 mana a piece. Then you keep untapping it, and Garth keeps regrowthing things. And then you Brain Geyser and draw an insane amount of cards and do it all again. Yeah, check out that episode. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, Garth can go in so many directions. It's such a unique commander. Again, bringing back the flavor of Alpha and the power of the Black Lotus. Check it out, pick it up, build around it. Codie, Vociferous Codex is yet another one of the most unique commanders of all time in Wooburg. A 1/4 construct for 3 mana that says you can't cast permanent spells, but it gets better from there. Pay for it, tap, add Wooburg. When you cast your next spell this turn, exile cards to the top of your library to exile an instant source card lesser mana value. Until end of turn, you can cast that for free. Each other card goes on the bottom of the library in random order. This is one that essentially says, hey, you know what we're going to be doing? Well, playing, instants and sorceries. For the most part, it depends on the deck that you build around. You can actually build a lot of things around it, and that's why this one's so unique, is that you have a lot of different directions you can go. You can go like a spell slingery type build. You can go like a cascadey type build. Or you can build around like very specific cards. Like my very first Codie deck was built around Inevitable Betrayal. I love this card. Suspend 3 for 3 mana. It doesn't have a cost though, but that basically means that it costs 0 if you are Codieing into it. So if you cast, say, like a 1 mana cantrip, you hit this then if it's your only 0 cost in the deck, which it probably is. Search target opponent's life for a creature card put on the battlefield under your control that player shuffles. Yeah, the entire deck is built around recasting this card, copying this card again and again and again, stealing your opponent's best creatures and dominating them with them. It's so much fun. Or ask your playgroup first if they're okay with this one, though. Hyper Genesis. Yeah, a card that is literally banned in other formats. Not in Commander, though. Spend 3 for 3 mana. Starting with you, each player may put an artifact, creature, enchantment, or land from their hand on the battlefield. Repeat this process alone puts a card on the battlefield. Basically, like the ultimate braids card. It's like, oh yeah, hey, blue braids, not black braids. Everyone just dump your entire hand onto the board, basically, is what this is. And of course, you've built around that. You build around a deck like this. Check out my Codie episode on it. But yeah, you build around this and go, oh yeah, I cheat out a bunch of really expensive things that also draw me more cards, reset my hand, and let me do this again and again and again. Yeah, Codie can go in a lot of directions. Such a unique commander. It's literally a walking, talking book, everyone. And says you can't cast permanent spells. So yeah, you got to work around that. Such a fun commander and a unique commander to build around. Karona, False God, is such a unique commander, a 5/5 Whelp Legend, but it is an avatar, Oracle text, for 6 mana in Wooburg. It's got haste. Beginning of each player's upkeep, the player untaps Karona and gains control of it. Whenever it attacks, creatures of the type of your choice get +3/+3 until end of turn. This one is another one that can go in a lot of different directions. I mean, you can just go like, okay, let's Pillow Fort up, like Ghostly Prison style, essentially. Enchant for 3 mana. Creatures can't attack you unless their controller pays 2 for each creature they control attacking you. Say you are giving, like, every other player basically a buff to their creatures, or at least creatures of a certain type, essentially. yeah, here, encourage people to swing and say, yeah, keep attacking, whatever, sure, all right, but just don't attack me, okay? You can dish out a bunch of creatures. There's other ways to, like, grant creatures, you know, pump creatures, all the things, but don't attack me, okay? And then also you can go, like, Avatar Tribal, because actually Karona is Avatar. I mean, you can go in any tribal direction, but Karona is an Avatar, so it pumped itself. Or you can do what I did and build an all backgrounds deck, which is, well, kind of annoying, actually. So again, ask your playgroup first, probably, with this one. Unless you know your playgroup really well and you're like, you know, it's a funny joke, I can play on them. But yeah, Tavern Brawler, an example, is a background for 3 mana. Commander creatures you own have at the beginning of your upkeep exile top card of your library. This creature gets plus X for 0 until after X that card's mana value. I play the card this turn. This is literally, again, a benefit to your opponents when you are giving them Karona, because they're like, oh, okay, cool, I guess I get that trigger, right? Because, again, it's commander creatures you own, meaning that no matter where Karona goes, you give it this effect. That being said, when you've got like 30 backgrounds in play, it's really hard for you to keep track of. So yeah, it is an insane amount of triggers for them to just keep track of, and it's really funny to watch them squirm when they do that. Karona False God, a very fun commander that, again, you can go in a lot of different directions, super unique. You dish it around the entire table and say, hey, yeah, okay, yeah, you swing with this, you swing with this, you swing with that. Everyone actually, well, is going to be decimated by Karona because you are the one who actually knows what the deck is trying to do, right? Morophon the Boundless, a 6/6 shapeshifter for 7 mana with Changeling, enters battlefield as a creature type. Spells of the chosen type you cast cost Wooburg less to cast. Reduces the only amount of colored mana you pay. Other creature control of the chosen type you get +1/+1. This is one where, again, you can go in so many directions. Such a unique commander. Kind of broke the shell, essentially, of, well, certain possibilities in certain people's minds when it came to certain decks. Because, well, again, it basically is, okay, you get Wooburg, you get, like, a placeholder commander in a way for, like, any tribe, essentially. And if your tribe doesn't have a specific commander for it in Wooburg, here you go. You got one now that actually gives you some benefits, right? It reduces the cost of pips, and it also pumps them a little bit. That's very nice. Obviously, if you're like me, you kind of ignore that, and you go like, oh, you know what, actually, let's just build around, like, you know, bouncy creatures. Shrieking Drake. 1/1 Flying Drake for a single blue mana. Enters the battlefield, return a creature controlled to its owner's hand. Basically, you just choose whatever creature type you need to based on what's in your hand coming into play, and you go, okay, yeah, Morophon. I've got a Shrieking Drake in my hand. Drake, reduce that cost. This infinitely, you know, bounces now. I can play it for free, can bring itself back to my hand again and again and again. There's other creatures that do that. Check out my episode on that. My Morophon Monuments deck, such a fun deck. You can go in that direction, or yeah, you can go basically, again, any tribe, ones that might not have a specific commander for them. I mean, I just mentioned Karona with avatars, but yeah, Morophon is so good with avatars. Primeval Spawn, it costs 10 mana, 5 in Wooburg. If, if it would enter the battlefield, it wasn't cast, or no mana was set to cast it, you exile it. So yeah, it does kind of get around like the, oh yeah, cheating to play. You do save 5 mana on this 10/10, though, that has Vigilance, Trample, and Lifelink, and when it leaves the battlefield, exile top 10 cards of your library. You may cast any number of spells with total mana value 10 or less among them without paying their mana cost. Oh my goodness. Yeah, a lot of value to be had by that. And again, all the other avatars that are a lot of pips too. Morophon helps out a lot with that. You can put the Karona in the deck too, actually, too, with that one. But yeah, Morophon has so many possibilities. Such a unique commander that, again, can go in so many directions, including Morophon Monuments. Again, check that episode out. Such a fun, unique 5-color commander. Moving on, Sisay, Weatherlight, Captain, a 2/2 human soldier for 3 mana in white, but again, it is a Wooburg commander. +1/+1 for each color among other legendary permanents you control by paying Wooburg. Tutor up any legendary permanent card, converted mana cost less than Sisay's power, put it right on the battlefield, then shuffle your library. Basically, a legendary tribal commander before we got certain ones that really took over, like the new Joda, but one that is more specific, because instead of it cascading, you are tutoring up specific things, and you can do some really crazy things with this one. I mean, as, you know, specific as, hey, if you really want to make like a Merit Lage deck, you can? Cool, do it. Dark Depths, legendary Snowland, enters battlefield 10 ice counters on it, pay 3, move an ice counter from it, no ice counters on it, sacrifice if you do, create Merit Lage, a legendary 20/20, black avatar creature with flying indestructible, so much fun. There's combos that work with this, you don't have to actually pay, you know, the 30 mana to remove those ice counters from it, but essentially, yeah, I mean, Sisay can be an engine for you to go get that without any additional power on Sisay. Or once you build up, you know, your legendary permanents in play, or put like a Black Blade or Forge on your commander and get more power, Lich's Mastery. If you want to be really weird, like, you know, the deck that I built around it, this one. Legendary enchantment with the Hexproof for 6 mana in black. You can't lose the game. By the way, whenever you gain life, you draw that many cards. Oh, and if you happen to lose life for each one life you lost, you exile a permanent you control a card from your hand or graveyard. And when it leaves the battlefield, just a small thing right here, you lose the game. Yeah, really fun deck to build around. Make sure you check that episode out. But again, this is a commander that literally lets you go, okay, I can go like all the legends. I can go specific legends. I can build an entire deck around a really weird, janky card like Lich's Mastery that no one's ever used. You can do a lot of cool things with this very unique commander. Rukarumel Biologist is such a spicy, unique commander. A 3/3 human wizard for Wooburg that says, enters the battlefield as a creature type. Slivers you control and non-token creatures you control are the chosen type of just other creature types. The same is true for creature spells you control and creature cards you own that aren't on the battlefield. By the way, by paying 3 and tapping it, you make a 1/1 Sliver. This is an amazing commander that, again, lets you go in kind of any direction when it comes to, well, Sliver and an adjacent creature type. You can definitely do that. You can go, okay, cool. It's like a Sliver Goblin deck. Cool. All right, some really cool, fascinating decks can be built around that by just picking and choosing basically the Sliver adjacent creature, because, again, you have so many anthems, so many lords, basically, for that kind of a thing. And obviously, there's some amazing Slivers out there, like Homing Sliver. Each Sliver card in each player's hand has Sliver Cycling for 3. Sliver Cycling for 3 is, hey, discard this card. Search life for any Sliver, put in your hand, then shuffle. Basically, just anything tutor, which is amazing. And here's the weird thing about this. With Rukarumel, you can actually enter the battlefield to choose Sliver, so now you can just tutor for any creature in your deck with something like this. And of course, since it's an ETB without a cast trigger requirement, you can reset your commander, so any kind of a blink effect will let you go, you know what, I changed my mind actually now. After tutoring something up, like, say, oh, I don't know, an Ame Death Aspect, all of a sudden I'm like, all right, now you know what, I want to choose Spirits. And you can do some crazy things like that, where you're like, okay, every single creature in my deck is a Spirit. 4/4 Spirit for 6 mana. Hey, it comes into play, you may search life for any number of Spirit cards, put them in your graveyard, then if you do, shuffle your library. Basically, just a mass entomb effect for every single creature in your deck, no matter what the creature type is. They're all also now spirits thanks to your commander. Then you can mass reanimate them. That's just one example of some weird things you can do with this one. Again, yes, you can take the normal path of going like, okay, Slivers plus Goblins, Slivers plus Wizards, whatever you want to build around that and do a really cool double tribal deck, basically. Or you can do like a really weird deck where you're like, yeah, let's take advantage of the really weird tribal synergies that we can utilize with things like this and blinking it. Such a fun commander, such a unique commander. Check it out, pick it up, build around it. Next up, Tazri, Stalwart Survivor is a 3/3 human warrior for 3 mana in white, but it is a Wooburg commander. Each creature you control has tap, add 1 mana of any of this creature's colors, spend its mana and activate an ability of a creature, only if this creature has another activated ability, basically. By paying Wooburg tap, you mill 5 cards, put all creature cards with activated abilities that aren't mana abilities from among the milled cards into your hand. Yeah, this is such a really cool commander that focuses on something that, like, a lot of commanders do not focus on at all, and that is activated ability tribal in Wooburg. And you can do some really cool things with this. I mean, like, hey, Biomancer's Familiar, love you. 2/2 mutant for 2 mana in Simic. Activated abilities of creature control cost 2 less to activate, can reduce the amount of mana of an ability to less than 1 mana, so this helps you even further for activated abilities. I love this in my Kenny deck. Anyways, tap the next time target creature adapts this turn. It adapts the counter who cares? That doesn't really matter. We don't really build around adapt with this. I mean, you can, I guess, if you really want to. But what matters is this has an activated ability, so it can also tap now thanks to your commander. And of course, you can play into things like Leyline of Abundance. I love this card. It's in your opening hand, begin with it on the battlefield, because it's the Leyline. Whenever you tap a creature for mana, add an additional green. And by the way, by paying 8 mana in total, you get a counter on each creature. Basically, now you get extra mana from all your creatures. Tazri is such a fun commander. Again, it allows you to utilize cards in a different way, allows you to go super hard in the paint on all of those creatures that have activated abilities that might be underused. Such a fun commander, such a unique one, provides you a lot of card advantage as well. Check it out, pick it up, build around it. Niv-Mizzet Reborn is awesome. A 6/6 dragon avatar flying for 5 mana in Wooburg. Enters the battlefield, reveal the top 10 cards of your library for each color pair. Choose a card that's exactly those colors from among them. The chosen cards in your hand, the rest bomb your library in a random order. This is an insane value engine if built properly. Basically, it has the potential to get 10 cards. I mean, very rare for that to happen, obviously, but the potential to get 10 cards off the top of your library and right into your hand. It is basically, guild tribal in a way. You get a bunch of different guild cards in your deck, and now you're getting a ton of card advantage off the top of your library from them. And again, on an ETB, without a cast trigger requirement, meaning that blink effects will help you get them again. So Soul Herder is amazing. Again, this one is in the Azorius Guild. There you go. It can actually be gotten by Niv-Mizzet. Hey, a 1/1 Spirit for 3 mana. hey, whenever a creature's eggs off in the battlefield, you get a counter on this. This can become massive in no time, really. At the beginning of your end step, you may exile target creature you control, return the battlefield under its control. Basically, a Conjurer's Closet, essentially, on a creature. Keep blinking Niv and keep getting more and more cards. Also, play into cards like General Ferris Rockbreak. Now, this is a Boros card, a 3/1 human soldier, hexproof for monocolored, and by the way, whenever you cast a multicolored spell, make a 4/4 golem. So yeah, all those spells you're casting are going to benefit you even further by giving you more and more and more creatures, more and more of a presence on the board. Yeah, this one can give you an insane amount of card advantage. You can churn through your deck in absolutely no time to get the cards that you need. It is such a fun commander, such a unique commander, and again, lets you build 5-color, but with all the 2-color pairings basically focused on. Jegantha the Wellspring is often forgotten, but it should not be. A 5/5 elemental elk for 5 mana in Gruul, but it is a WUBRG commander. It's got companion, and that is why it is forgotten. This is like, oh, yeah, I guess it's a companion. Cool, I guess I'll use it as a companion for certain decks. Sure. No! Also use it as a commander. It's amazing. I love my Jegantha deck. Tap, add WUBRG. This mana can be spent to pay generic mana cost. This is basically a way to say, you know what? Yeah, it helps you out with the pips, and that's it. And you know what? You can use it in some really spicy ways. Of course, you can go broken if you really want to. Freed from the real. Pay a blue mana. Untap enchanted creature. So yeah, just untap Jegantha like infinite number of times. Okay, yeah, rules lawyers out there, you gotta choose a number. A trillion, sure. So I've got a trillion mana of all the other colors but blue. Good for me. There's other ways to combo with this, well, Pemzor, that kind of stuff too. Or you can utilize cards like Leyline of Mutation. Hey, again, Leyline enters battlefield, for free, you know, if it's in your opening hand, basically. And you can pay WUBRG rather than pay the mana cost for spells you cast. So now Jegantha basically goes, okay, cool. Yeah, I just tap and pay whatever spell I want for free. Basically, Joda, essentially. I mean, Joda helps too, Fist of Suns as well. But yeah, Jegantha the Wellspring can be built in a lot of different directions. It is a really cool, unique 5-color commander. Check it out, pick it up, build around it. It's not just a companion. Finally, Child of Alara. And I will warn you with this one, like I do on my 99 Lands episode. Ask your playgroup first with this kind of a commander, because it literally is a ticking time bomb in the command zone. Again and again and again, a 6/6 Avatar Trample for 5 mana in WUBRG. When it dies, destroy all non-land permanents that can't be regenerated. Yeah, it basically is just a board wipe out of the command zone again and again and again. And in a 99 lands deck, you are guaranteed to hit your land drops because, well, you're playing 99 lands, so there you go. And when you do, you just keep getting it back out again and again and again. And then you sacrifice it with something like High Market, tap Borealis, or tap Sacrifice Creature, you gain 1 life, and then it goes boom, and then everything goes away. And then you do it again, and your opponent's going to be hesitant to ever play anything because you're going to keep blowing up the board. And you can win with things like Crawling Barrens, tap Borealis, pay 4, put 2 counters on it. Then you hit this become a 0/0, sure, and then you swing with it, it becomes massive. There's a lot of things that you can do this commander. It doesn't have to be, 99 lands. That is a very popular build around this. And again, ask your playgroup first if they're okay with you building around this kind of a commander like that. You could go Indestructible Tribal too. Just, again, be hesitant with this one because many players out there might not like playing against board wipes every other turn, basically. So yeah, Child of Alara, a very unique commander. Again, a very, very unique 5-color commander. One you got to be careful with, okay? And with that, this episode is come to a close. Make sure you comment below with your thoughts on it. And of course, as always, thanks again and have a good one. This show and episodes like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. If you're looking for an easy way to help support this show, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any new episodes. You can also go check out our playmats and other merchandise at thecommandersquarters.com. Another easy way to support this show is with our TCG player affiliate links. So whether you're buying a deck or individual cards, you can use this general link right here or one in the description. And the final way that you can support this show is by supporting us directly by becoming a patron. There are many benefits to being a patron, and I truly couldn't do this without all their support.